Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to finish our turkey diamond. And this is what we've got so far. 25 rows. You should have 25 squares. Or, yeah. Anyway, so now we are going to start with row 26. And we are going to start decreasing on both ends. So we're just, instead of chain 2 to turn, we're going to chain 1 and turn from now on. Alright. Then we're going to slip stitch. This is what we're going to do at the beginning of every row. Slip stitch in the first 2. And then in the third stitch, you're going to make your block. And we just formed a corner there. Okay. Then we're going to switch over to our blue. And we need to put 6 blue in next. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Alright, then we're going to go back to our brown. And we need to put 4 brown in. So there's 1. 2. 3. And then on this 4th one, we're going to bring up that tan. Bring it with us, as we're going to need it next. And so we're going to need 3 tan. I've got 4 brown. And now we're going to need 3 tan. One, 2, and 3. All right. That's a red. Okay, so we had this, we started with this light orange last row, and we are done with this dark orange. So we're going to cut it off with the dark orange. So we're going to switch over. We're going to leave this tan here and switch over to our light orange. And we need four of those. Uh-oh. So there's one. Two. Three. And four. All right, and then we're going to go to our blue. Yeah, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 5 blue and a brown to finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 'No biting it. No biting. She gets to the point that she bites it and then she breaks the yarn. It's like she's like a scissors herself. All right, so there's 4 and this is 5 right here. And then we're going to put a brown at the end here. Now, here is where we also mean by decreasing on both ends. Before this was our last stitch here, right? Now our last stitch is down here. All right, so we're going to put this brown in this last stitch here. And then we're going to slip stitch in this stitch right there, and this creates another corner right there. So this will be our last stitch every time. This last blue one will be our last stitch every time. Okay, so then it'll start going that way. So anyway, here is our turkey, row 26. And we went from row 25, we had 25 squares. Row 26, you have 24 squares. And that you're just going to go down by one, like we went up by one. We started at 1 square, the next row 2, the next row 3, and so forth. Now we're going to go down by 1. So the next, after the row 27 will be 23 squares, row 28 will be 22 squares, and so forth. So we will be back for row 27 in a moment. Okay, so row 27. Again, we got a slip stitch in the first 2. And we'll do this every row now at the beginning and then start our square in the 3rd stitch. All right, so now we're switching over to blue. We need 4 blue next. 3, and 4. And then we need to switch over to our orange, our lighter orange here. And we need 2 of those. Alright, and then we need our tan down here. Alright, so first of all, we are done with that. So we'll leave that there. Bring your tan. We need 5 tan. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Alright, we're done with the tan. Now we need our brown. And we need 4 brown. So there's 1. 2. 3. And 4. Alright. Then we need 6 blue and a brown to finish off this row. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. And then we're going to switch over to our brown. To finish off the row. Slip stitch there. Alright, this is what row 27 looks like. And let's mark it off. Alright, row 28. going to chain one and turn. And we're going to start out with our brown as normal. And then we're going to switch over to our blue. And we need to put 6 blue in. So there's 1. Two, three, 4, 5, and 6. And then we need 3 brown, and that is a dark orange. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're bringing this dark orange back in for the other side of the turkey. Alright. We need 1 dark orange. Next. Alright, we'll leave that there. Bring up our tan. And we need 5 tan. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Leave the tan behind. And now we have this lighter orange here. We need 2 of the lighter orange. Alright, and then we're going to finish this row off by putting 3 blue and a brown at the end. All right. Alrighty then, so that is what row 28 looks like. And let's mark that row off. And we're on to row 29. Alright, so row 29, we are starting out with the one brown again. And then we're going to switch over to blue and put 3 blue in. So there's 1. 2. And 3. And then we need this light orange, and we're going to put 2 light orange in next. All right, and then we need our tan. Hang on. All right, so we're going to need that light orange. We'll leave that. Go with us then. All right, hang on a second. Let's bring that light orange with us. We need 1 tan here. And then we have our yellow again. So we're going to start this yellow. And we need 1 yellow. Nope, we need 2 yellow. And we brought that tan with us because we need that tan on the other side. So then we're going to leave this here, bring the tan up, leave that yellow behind, and we're going to put a tan here. All right, and then we need a light orange next. Yep. So I'm going to put 1 light orange here and leave it behind. And then we need the dark orange, and we need 1 dark orange too. All right. And then we need our brown. So we need 3 brown. So there's 1, 2, 3. Alright, and then we're going to finish this row off by putting 5 blue and a brown at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then here's our brown. Alright, so we've started the beak a little bit, and here's our turkey so far. Looking good. Alright, now we're going to mark off row 29 and go to row 30. Alright, so row 30. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we'll start out with our brown. And then we need to switch over to our blue. And we're going to put 5 blue in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, we need to bring our red back in. So we're going to put 2 red next. Alright, and we're going to leave it behind. Then we need our dark orange, and we need 2 of those. We can leave it behind and bring up our lighter orange. And we're just going to put one of those in. And then we'll be done with that. Now we need our tan. So we need it looks like we need one tan, one yellow, one brown, and one tan. So tan, we need to bring that tan with us. So one yellow, and then one brown. Oh, I know. All right, and then we need a tan again. All right. And then we need our gold. I'm going to start working on gold feathers now. All right, so it looks like we need one gold. And then we're going to finish this row off by putting 3 blue and a brown to finish it off. So there's 1. 2. And 3. All right. There is row 30. In row 30, you should have 20 squares. 20. All right, row 30 is complete. All right, so 31, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to start out with our brown. 1 brown. And then we're going to switch over to our blue and put 2 blue in. So there's 1. And 2. And now we need our gold. and we need 2 gold. So there's 1 and 2. And then we're going to switch over to the tan, and we need 2 tan. So 1 and 2. And then we need our yellow, and we need 1 yellow and 1 tan. So we need to bring this tan with us. Leave the yellow behind. All right, and the tan behind, and now we need our light orange. And we need nope, it's not the light orange, it's the dark orange. All right, it looks like we need 2 dark orange next. I am going to bring that light orange up because it's coming back in the next row. I'm just going to bring it up. 1. So we have 2 dark orange here. And I am going to leave the dark orange and the light orange behind here and bring in the red. And we need 3 red next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to finish off this row by putting 4 blue and a brown at the end. So there's 2, 3, Okay, so that is 31 rows and what it looks like. Now we're going to mark that row off. And on to 32. But first of all, we need to cut strings off here, or at least the gold, this yellow one, because we're done with that yellow now. The beak is done on that bird. Alright, so we're going to chain one and turn. And we're going to start off with our brown, or one brown, to start off with. And then we need to switch over to blue, and we're going to put 4 blue in. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we need 2 red. And 2 dark orange, but we're going to bring this light orange with us. Let's throw this here. Oh goodness. I'm trying to get that light orange in there too. I need 2 dark orange here and 1 light orange. Uh-oh. But you see what we did? We left these behind and I need those. I was so worried about getting that light orange caught in there. Goodness gracious. Alright, now we got them. And now, hang on a minute. We're going to leave that dark orange behind. Put the light orange in. We need 1 light orange. Now we can leave it behind. Bring up the tan. So now I need a tan and a brown next. Okay, a tan, a brown, and 2 tans. So we'll go back to the tan. Now we need 2 tans. We just finished the face on our turkey. Alright, then we're going to bring up this gold, and we're just going to put 1 gold in. We're going to finish this off with 1 gold, 2 blue, and a brown at the end. Alright, so we just finished the face of our turkey. There's the 2 eyes and the beak. Alright, so we've got the feathers coming out this way. Almost done with this. Alright, so let's mark that row off. We just finished 32. And 33, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to start off with our brown again. So 1 brown at the beginning as usual. And then we're going to switch over to blue and put 2 blue in. Alright, and then we need 1 gold. And 4 tan. The gold can stay behind. We don't need it anymore. So 4 tan. So there's 1. 2. 3, and 4. All right. Now we need our dark orange again. We're going to take this light orange with us though. We need 2 dark orange. And I'm leaving that light orange right there after the first one. Alright, now we need 3 red. Leave that orange behind too. So, this is 3 red. And then we're going to finish off this row by putting 3 blue and a brown at the end. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, awesome. So there is row 33 finished. And so 34 is next. Chain 1 and charm. Okay, and we'll start off with our brown again. 1 brown at the beginning. And then we're going to go to blue, and we need to put 3 blue in next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so now we need 2 red, so there's 1, and 2, 2 dark orange, there's one. And two. One light orange. And then we'll leave that behind. We need 3 tan. So there's 1. 2. And 3. And then we need 2 gold. One and 2. Alright, and I'm just going to finish this row off by putting 1 blue and 1 brown. Alright, there we go. So that is row 34 finished. Alright, row 35. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to slip stitch in the first 2 and start our square in the third. And it is 1 brown to start out with and 1 blue. Then we need 3 gold. So there's 1. We just finished up that tan in the last row, so we can get rid of that tan as we are done with that tan. Alright, I said 3 gold. We've got 2 there. We need 1 more. Alright, and now we need 2 light orange. Hang on a second. There we go. Now we can bring it over. All right, 2 dark orange. Hope if I got both. There we go. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need 3 red. Oh, wait a minute. We can leave that dark orange behind. And now bring the red in. So there's 1. 2. And 3. And then we need to finish this row off by putting 2 blue and a brown at the end. And there we go. So there's row 35. You should be down to 15 squares and 35. 36 is next. All right. Let's chain 1 and turn. And we're going to slip stitch in the first 2. We'll start out with 1 brown again, and then we need 2 blue next. So there's 1. And 2. All right, and now we need 2 red. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need our dark orange. We need 2 dark orange. So there's 1. And 2. And then we need 2 light orange. One and 2. Alright, and now we need 3 gold. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and then we're going to finish this off by putting 1 blue and 1 brown at the end. Alright, so there is row 36 finished. '37 is next. We are done with this red. That was the last row of red. So we're going to cut it off and pull it out. Alright, so we are starting off with our brown. And now we need 2 blue next. One. And 2. And I pulled up that gold on that second one. We need 1 gold next. And that should finish off that gold actually. Alright, and then we need 2 light orange. One. And 2. 2 dark orange. And 1. 1, 2. All right. Now we need blue. Oh goodness. We need a blue here. And a red. And I cut that red off. That ain't gonna be enough. So I cut that red off. And I shouldn't have. So we need one more red in here. Just gonna have some extra ends to tie down, that's all. And then we're gonna finish this off with 2 blue and a brown at the end. All right. So we are done with the gold and we are done with the red for sure this time. So we took the gold off and the red. Goodness gracious. And in 38, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we'll start off with the brown. And this time we need 4 blue after that brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, then we need a dark orange, and a blue, get in there, and then a light orange, and then 3 blue and a brown to finish off the row. So there's 1, 2, We'll put a brown here at the end. Alright, so we just finished off our turkey. Okay, our turkey is completely finished, which means we could cut these 2 oranges off too. Now, we are done with those. And we are just down to 2 colors now, a brown and a blue. Alright, so let's chain 1 and turn. And row 39 is so easy. We're going to start with the brown, and we're going to put 9 blues in and a brown at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll put a brown in here at the end. Alright, so there is 1 brown, 9 blues, and 1 brown. In the next row, in row 40, you will do a brown, 8 blues, and a brown. Okay, it is automatically going to decrease on its own, and you're going to keep going. Actually, in row 40, you'll be down to 10 squares too. You're going to keep going until you've got 1 brown, 1 blue, and 1 brown. And then we will be back to finish it up from there. Okay, so we're in row 47, and that is 1 brown, 1 blue, and 1 brown. And that was the last of the blue, and we can cut it off. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, so row 48, we are still slip stitching up to that 3rd stitch to get started. And we need 2 brown in row 48. And then chain 1 and turn for row 49. Alright, I'm just putting 1 brown in that last row, and then we can cut it off, and now it is finished. So here we go. What we need to do then, this is our turkey. Looking pretty cool. Alright, so now what we need to do is tie down the ends, and then we'll be back. Well, we're going to put a border on. So what we're going to do, it's the exact same border as we've been doing. We did a jack-o'-lantern. It's the exact same border. So just go back to the jack-o'-lantern one, and or to the very first one, and it's the exact same border we've been doing. So anyway, I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this turkey with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.